Hello, hello again, my lovely Year 4 designers. We're back again for part 3 of our final challenge to make our electronic Roman quiz board. In part 1, we made the front of our board, joining questions and answers together correctly with our copper tape. And then in part 2, we made our lovely circuit, which we need to add some wands to in this lesson. I'll show you what that's about. And we need to decorate the front of our quiz because it looks pretty horrible at the moment. And so for this, we need a piece of cardboard that is 9 centimetres wide. So that is going to cover up all that nasty black tape, but leave all the copper bits exposed. That's what we need. We're going to smarten this all up. Added to that, I've got you some nice photocopies that you could cut out and use, or you can copy and use in your own drawings. And I've got you some bits here saying about the Roman quizzes that you can add to it as well. And we're just going to make it look decorative and think about being designers. You can use colour pens, you can use colour pencils, anything you want to. You'll need a pair of scissors, you'll need some glue, some double-sided tape, and we're going to make this look really smart now. So I'm going to quickly speed through doing a quick design. You can spend ages on yours. I'm going to just take one of these Roman pillars, these columns, and I'm going to take one of these titles here, and I'm going to make it look a bit more fancy with a bit of decoration using the pen there, just to smarten it up and personalise it. I think I'm going to do Roman as well in the colour as well. And as I say, take your time on this, do whatever you like to make it look really fancy. But get it all stuck down, and there we go. There's my panel. I think I might add a little bit more decoration here. I might take some patterns, some Roman designs, and add those on in colour. Yours will look better than this. Mine's very quick one. And so there we go. That's my panel to cover up all the mess. I then get some double-sided tape, and I'm just going to stick that on in 3 places. You probably, again, want to use a bit more tape than me. I'm just doing this quickly, but 3 pieces is okay. Just pull those off. And now what I want to do is line up my panel to cover over, making sure I've got the copper bits exposed on each question there and the copper exposed on each answer, and I'm just lining that up, and then all of a sudden it looks very smart and snazzy. So I get rid of all these bits and I can move on to the last bit where we're going to make some wands. So I taped down the ends of my wires last night so I didn't get them out, but they're still working. Yep, absolutely fine. Oh yes, still works. Now if it didn't, you'd need to go round and check all your little joins and things and make sure everything works. Now we want to do a little bit of finishing to our wires because these look pretty horrible with just these exposed wires. It doesn't look good. So we're going to do some decorative wands, as we're calling them. We're just going to make some fancy ends, and we can use different things for this, like the straws or little lollipop sticks or kebab sticks, which I can trim down here with the trimmers. So I'm going to have a little go at making a wand. I'm just cutting a straw roughly in half. You can make it smaller if you want to. And then I'm poking my wire inside all the way to the end. And then I'm looping that exposed wire out at the end there. And I'm going to get a little bit of the electrical tape, my insulating tape, and I'm going to wrap that round there. Now, I've used black tape because that's what I had, but it doesn't look terribly nice. I think it'll look much smarter if you use maybe a nice colour. So again, think about the designs, think about making it look good. I'm doing the same with the other end, the other exposed wire at the end of our circuit, and I'm just, again, getting a bit of this tape. Black's fine, but if you've got other colours, make it look fancy. And I've just bent that over the end, and then I'm wrapping around my tape, so I'm making sure that that's nice and tight on there, and that's not going to move. And there you go, you can see the end of my wand with the exposed wire on one side there, taped firmly on. So we can have a little go of this in a moment. Just flip it over, and then test, test, test. Oh yes, it should sound. Great, so that's one way of doing the wands. We can see here that that's worked really nicely. I'm just going to test it on my quiz board. Just use the front. Ooh, who founded Rome? And the answer is We should know this one by now. Romulus, touch and touch, Romulus. Okay, so you need to touch and touch to get the join. Now it won't work if I go here, or here, or here, but it will do if I go here, because that's the correct answer, so it completes the circuit. So I'll just quickly show you a few other ways of making the wands. This is with the lolly stick, same idea, have the exposed wire over the end and tape them on. You might want to use different colour tapes to make it more decorative, make it more interesting looking, that would be fine. So let's test it. Touch again. Won't do it, won't do it, won't do it. Yes! Yeah, the lolly sticks work well, but don't just have it with black tape like mine. You could also use the kebab skewer. You could cut off little lengths of that to use similar way to the lolly stick. So I'm just using the clippers there, and I tape that on. And again, you can do it in lots of maybe stripes of the tape, make it look more interesting. Same idea, wrap around the exposed wire one end and tape it up. So that worked just as well. You find whichever method you want to use to make your wands. Then the last thing we need to do is we just need to stick our lovely quiz onto our electrical circuit board here. We've got some bits of double-sided tape. You can use glue, but I think double-sided tape works really well for this. I'm just putting some on each corner and peeling that off. I've got my wands on. I chose the straws in the end for my wands, but just see what you fancy. Try out different ideas. Now I'm very carefully lining this up. I don't want to make a mess of this now. I'm just making sure that my A4 piece of corrugated card fits my A4 piece of coloured card. And there I have it, my lovely quiz board, all complete. So all we need to do now is play with them, swap quizzes, swap over your lovely electronic quiz boards, see what other people's look like, see how they designed and made theirs, but importantly, see what you can learn from them, answer the questions, see how you can do. So I'm going to say this was a great success, do lots of learning, it's been a buzz, and I'm going to say wale one last time. Bye, everybody. Make sure you take lots of pictures and films for me. Bye.